A lot of people tend to have questions about these little interlabial pads. So in this video, I'm just going to try and answer some of the most commonly asked ones. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Can they be used for incontinence? Technically, they could be used, but keep in mind, this is like a pretty small amount of fabric and there's no waterproof layer to it. So it would work maybe for very, very small dribbles, but you'd have to change it fairly quickly because it's going to just slowly leak through. There's no waterproofing, as I said. So it's not really the best incontinence item. Can they be used for sweat protection? Also not really the best use for an interlabial pad. It's a pretty small item with not a lot of layers, and it's not the easiest to place it in such an area that like it's absorbing the sweat from the right area, I guess. Now, what about daily discharge? Yes, these do work great for daily discharge. The only thing I want to mention is that it's not something that you want to wear every single day, because while this is just a breathable cotton bamboo fabric, it is still something that you're kind of tucking right up in your labia and keeping that moisture essentially pressed up against your body. And while that's okay to do for a short amount of times for, you know, high discharge times, for example, it's not something that you want to do every day. You do want to give everything a chance to breathe. Me personally, I will use them for a couple of days in the middle of my cycle when I am ovulating and my discharge is higher than usual. And then the rest of the month, I just let everything breathe just to make sure I'm not having any adverse reactions. And then far and above, the most common question is, aren't they uncomfortable? Now, I understand why you might think that. Isn't it just, you know, a front wedgie essentially? And really it just comes down to personal preference, to things like your anatomy and how active you are. Some people aren't going to notice them at all. Some people are just going to find them horribly uncomfortable, and there's not really a good way of knowing that without trying them. For me personally, I'll find that when I first insert the interlabial pad, it feels a little bit uncomfortable, but then after about 5 minutes or so, when things have kind of dampened a little bit and it's not this like really dry thing, I don't notice at all. So much so that my biggest struggle with interlabial pads is forgetting that I'm wearing them when I go to the washroom and accidentally flushing it. Now, if you decide to give them a try and you find out that you're the type of person that just cannot handle these, you find them so uncomfortable, they actually double really well as just like a reusable face wipe. So if you don't like them as an interlabial pad as they were like intended for, you can just quickly swap them and use them as like a reusable makeup wipe instead.